In this video I'm going to talk about how I deal with shadows. I'm going to go a bit in depth on it, but I'm going to keep it simple. If you just do this, then it's going to work. This is essentially how everyone would have to do it. But I'm going to speak for myself. I'm going to share what I do, and you can try to mimic it. You're probably doing it very similar already if you have good success with dealing with life and the stress and misunderstandings, gaining knowledge, and so on. So before I get to it, I want to make sure that we're on the same page. In life, on a lower frequency, it is perfectly normal to sit on the edge of the bed sometimes and scratch one's head, maybe even feel completely hopeless, helpless, and so on. This is not something I'm experiencing, ever. I might have issues to overcome, but I'm dealing with them very professionally. I have a very laid-back, very chill approach to dealing with it. It does not ever throw me off. I know that it's life, and life might have challenges. That is just the way it is. Each and every challenge appears because I might want to accomplish a certain life experience, a certain lifestyle, a certain happiness in an area of life, a certain flow, and before I might have that flow and happiness, I might have to learn something. Another reason could be that I have tangled myself up in some ideas and beliefs. Maybe I have gone down a path, opened some doors that I might not have wanted to open. That could be hanging with a certain type of people, or, it can be many reasons that we feel hopeless about life, or challenged, or upset. And I'm sure that in some areas of life, you might feel a little bit like that, even today. Now, if you can have the right type of mindset about these things, then they're not going to weigh on you. And if you can understand how to deal with them in the highest frequency way, then you will be able to deal with them efficiently. You will very efficiently be able to neutralize any type of upsetness that they might cause you. But really manifesting great change when it comes to changes you might want, that can be more challenging. But to neutralize it, to not be caught up in something, is very simple. And we're going to talk about how to do that now. You're probably very aware that fighting is not helpful. But do you really understand what fighting means? When I say fighting, I mean any type of resistance that you might have to embracing what you're going through. If you, for any reason in life right now, feel hopeless or frustrated or sad or regretful, or maybe you're experiencing something that you want to remove and not experience, then it might feel very natural in life to shove it away, to fight it. But in this video we're going to really understand that any of these feelings must be felt. You must sit with it and really learn to feel it. It isn't as easy as you might think always. Sometimes it is. Sometimes the feeling is right there and you can feel it. Sometimes the feeling might just pop up for a little second and you might kinda have to dig deeper to really find it again. I'm going to make a video where I'm talking about different techniques when it comes to physically dealing with trauma, stagnation in your energies, which essentially is mindsets that have been stuck in your body, and you can massage your body, do tapping, and so on to overcome them. But in this video we're going to talk about how to do it with a simple mindset, with a simple behavior, simple choices that you can do to overcome it. Still, the massage that we're going to talk about later is going to be very useful. It might not necessarily be necessary, but it can be very helpful. The reason I mention that now is that in Game of Life you have several frequency bodies. It's always a case of mind over matter, but any mindset that you might have is somewhat stuck in your body. It might be stuck in your muscles, it might be stuck in your lymph system, and it will hinder your body in flowing. If you can completely flow, like a tiny little baby, that don't know about finances and having to pay bills and having to whatever it should be. If you can have flow like a little baby, then you have no mind. Sure, you are present, but you don't have an understanding of right or wrong, you don't have judgment, you don't have fear, you don't even know what you could possibly fear. You don't have any worries, everything is taken care of, everything is good. So in this video we're going to talk a little bit about how to deal with shadows. In maybe the next video we're going to talk about how to deal with them in a different way. In this video we're talking about how to do it with your mind. In the next video we're talking about how to do it physically with your energy field. So we can probably agree that life can be challenging. We all want to be happier, we all want to be completely fine and free and content. But before we can accomplish that, we have a little journey ahead of us. That can be many different little journeys to experience that type of contentment in other areas of life. And I'm sure that right now in your life, you might have a little something that you want to neutralize and be content about. You can, if you want right now, become aware of one thing, and I want you to simply just keep it in mind. I want you to recognize if you want to fight it. Maybe you have been fighting it till now. I want you to just accept that this is how you feel. It is totally fine to feel like this. It is even completely normal. It is completely normal. We're going to be a little abnormal now. We're going to deal with it, and we're going to remember that it's going to be very beneficial in life to be someone who doesn't care so much. Don't be someone who needs to have an opinion, someone who needs to judge something right or wrong. Be someone who can just be neutral about it. Someone who don't need to pick sides. Someone who don't need to label it. Someone who can just chill out like a little baby with all things. I want you now to just sit there and accept that you feel like this about that thing. I want you to just sit there and accept and just feel it. Allow yourself to feel it and go through it. Now, when you finally do this, instead of fighting it, then you are going to increase your source self-connection. When you are in a fight, you are not in the moment, and therefore you're going to have a very poor source self-connection. If you now can choose not to judge, source don't judge. If you can choose to accept, source accepts. If you can choose to just be content, be neutral about having this thing in your life, which is what source does, then you're going to increase your source self-connection. You're going to be in a state of being where you gain an inner, very natural understanding of how okay it is that you are going through that thing in life, that you are perceiving something in that way, that you have opened those type of doors, that you have whatever it should be. You will get a good source self-connection, and you will see that the way you have been feeling about that thing is being neutralized. This will work. This is the way. You must accept. You can't fight it. Learn to just sit down and allow yourself to feel in whatever way it is you're feeling. Now you can try this a little bit with whatever issue you want. When you become familiar with the fact that this works and this is how you do it, then deal with something else. Personally, when I find a way, that could be anything, homemade pizza, then I do it all the time, till I become very good at it. Often that is the case, at least. I suggest you practice. But it's not really practice, it's a way of life. This is just who you are going to be from now on. If you now can finally recognize that this works, this really works for you, this puts you in a neutral state of being where you are the type of person who don't judge, who are neutral about things, who don't care, who is laid back no matter what. You see, this is a way of life. In life, we have issues. The issues must be dealt with in a way or another. There turns out that there are two ways. One of them is fighting and it doesn't work. The other one is the one we have talked about now. Be fine with it, be neutral, allow yourself to feel it and go through it, and it's going to disappear. It's going to dissolve, and you will sit here and have moved through it, and you will be fine, and you will feel great. Try this for yourself, get familiar with it, and make it your way of life. Be done with the fighting. Be done with panicking, with drawing conclusions, going a little crazy. Be done with it. Discover now how to do it, how to really overcome, how to efficiently break free from any type of little matrix, any type of little issue. It is much simpler than you think, but you need some experience with it. I'm sure in life you're going to experience more issues, shadows, and they're going to have to be dealt with. Now you know how to do it. Sit down and allow yourself to feel it. It's much simpler than you think. Now, if you have benefited from this video, kindly consider becoming a supporter. Abundance, health and prosperity to you, and thank you to all supporters.